What up guys, this is Xiong and today I'm back again for another anime review. Today I'm going to be talking about My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia actually season 3 episode 2. The reason I decided not to do episode 1 is because it's just a not a really important episode. It's more like a filler, more of just introducing us back to the characters and who they are, what they are at, that sort of thing. That's why I did not do My Hero episode 1. I decided to do episode 2 because that's more real. I feel like that's more of the start of the season, episode 2. So let's talk about episode 2, what happened and what I think about the characters and whatnot. So let's get to it. All right. So I believe this is after the summer, and this is the second year of for our main heroes, or trainee to be hero, I should say. And they are hopped on the bus and they're going to their training camp, facilitated by Razorhead, their homeroom teacher. And they go out and they stop at this side of the mountain, okay, and there's two pussycat hero. It's funny because the title of this episode is called Wild Pussycat. But anyway, these pussycat heroes, they own this special land. Like this land is really big. It's like, wow, I don't know how they had the money to to own a piece of land of that magnitude. But the reason they're able to own it because one of the pussycat, her quirk is to manipulate Earth. She can create, I guess, object or being from Earth, from clay, from Earth's material, soil, so to speak. And so and the kids are like. And then she told the kid, the student, like, hey, you gotta be there by noon or you're gonna miss your lunch. And everybody's like, we gotta go back to the bus because they know they don't want to do that. Everybody don't want to do it. And the funny thing is that Mineta is like, I gotta go pee. And he's like walking around. He's like, gotta pee. It's funny. It's typical Mineta humorous funny moment. So, and one of the pussycats, she just like exploded, raised the ground, and everybody fell down over the ledge. And then Mineta was like, I gotta go pee, and he goes to the shadow, and then the bees pop up, and Mineta, it's like, shit. And I think that he peed his pants, because that's typical of Mineta. Mineta is the only character who will pee himself. He was scared shitless, he's scared, so the team kind of saved him. I think it was, I would say, now I forgot his name. Deku. I'm sorry, Deku. See, it's been so long I almost forgot this character's name. Deku goes in and he punches the beast that came out. And then it ensues. One of the pussycat, her ability is to control these, animated, earthbound animated creatures, So she's playing, she's all hyped up because she'd never been, to me, feel like had this much fun, this much of a challenge, So she's creating all these beasts for the student to fight, for them to get through. And when they do get to, their location or their campsite, and they're exhausted, they're like, my fucking god, they're exhausted, they're tired, Electric Boy, he's out of it, because if he used too much of his quirk, he go dumb, he's go brainless. And everybody's exhausted, all that fighting. They didn't get there until like 5:30, and it was dinner time. And so it was like they were really exhausted. They got to eat and whatnot, and really kind of catch a rest. So the whole reason, the whole purpose of this is this training camp, as Razorhead said, that he needs to train the student because there is this looming threat that's out there. All these villains are out there. They are growing. They're kind of like a fire. You you put out one small fire and they come back as a bigger fire, and Eraserhead knows it. He's like, I have to train these kids. I have to teach them, train them hard so they become more intelligent, more powerful, more smart hero, because he knows that there'll be villain out there who are much more powerful, much more tactical, much more smart, at fighting, and he knows that the villain to hero ratio they're outnumbered, probably like 1 to 2 or 1 to 5 at the moment, maybe 2 to 5 or 2 to 10, 2 to 20, so he knows that the villain number outnumbered the hero. He knows that he have to train the student to the best he can, and this first training is to help these kids. The purpose of them fighting this beast is to kind of foster these students, to work together, to use each other's quirk to their advantage. So they, what happened was they were Sound Girl was able to track the sound of the wave, and then one of the characters, I can't remember, but he had like eyes and he could see the sky and that sort of thing. So they use their quirk to their full potential, but in a coordinated attack. And that's kind of what us as an audience, or as an instructor, as Eraser as an instructor, he wants to see his student work as a team in order to defeat these beasts that they're faced on. Because in real life, you have to coordinate attack, you have to communicate to fight these villains. So he is a really smart instructor because he wants to emulate or stimulate that kind of situation for his student to be in, to know, and to have that experience. And when they are out in the real world with real consequences, they will have experience and remember what their teacher have taught them and have put them in a variety of situations. So that's the reason. And so they eat their dinner and they're going to the shower, and the guys are resting in the hot spot or hot tub, whatever you want to call, typical in Japan. I think a hot sauna or hot bath. But no, and it's divided by a wooden wall. It's really tall, really high, and the guys are chilling out, and the Mineta just like talking to the wall. And he's like, "Oh man, can't you just imagine what's on beyond this wall?" And he's obviously he's Mineta is his typical he's being pervert, and he's being he has lust to see some naked woman. He loves to see for some young girls, and he's like, no way hell this wall is stopping. I find it funny. He just like uses ball. He climbs out on top of the ledge, and then there's this kid that is actually, we found out in the beginning of the episode of the Pussycat Hero, and he was their nephews, and I believe it was they didn't say how they're related, but I want to say it's their sisters. One of their sister's kids, so his nephew. And he just smacked Mineta, and Mineta fall down, and then I think, I can't remember his name. The team leader goes in, and his Mineta's ass is fall on the team leaders. I thought that was funny. And then Koda, that's a little boy named Koda. He looks over to the girl, and the girl was like, "Oh, thank you for being on patrol, because we know Mineta is really disgusting. He's the pervert." And he looks and he sees this girl naked. He falls over like funny. And then Deku comes and saves him, and then Deku find out that his parents was killed, and his parents was killed by a villain. And this, his perspective of the hero aren't that great. And here, and Deku kind of connected the dot. There was actually Shigaraki that was killed Koda's parents. He sort of connected because he remembers the conversation that he had with Shigaraki at like the shopping mall, and he remembered And then another thing about really important about this episode is that Deku is learning about the different point of view that people have of heroes and villains and the whole hero society. That not everybody think a hero is a great thing, because it create friction, and there's people who are casualty of the fight between the heroes and the villain. And this kid happened to be the casualty of his parent being hero, and he no longer have any parents. He's staying with his aunts. So like this kid he's full anger. He's not happy. He's pissed off this hero because this hero would cause the death of his parents. It was like Deku is like slowly understanding it as a young guy, a young boy, a young teenager. He's slowly understanding the different point of view and aspect of how people think about in society. So I thought that was really great development for Deku, because he's becoming more mature. He's thinking about how the effect causes others. So I thought that was great to see, to help Deku grow as a character. I thought that was funny. And then next thing we get to learn is that Mr. Eraserhead say, "Hey, Bao, we're gonna test your strength or your stamina, that sort of stuff." And Bakugo go and throw the baseball ball like what they did, in I believe it was season 1, and Bakugo, the distance he threw was almost less than what he was throwing. So the whole purpose of this is to show that, all the time that they're learning, they were learning the technical aspect of their quirk, how to use their quirk in a different scenario, different situation, and then they were, they were building their mind state, to handle the situation too. And now they really need to build up their power, their quirk, so they can be stronger, they can attack stronger, have stronger attack on the villain or to defend others. And that was the whole point of this test, is to see how far they have come with their power or with their quirks. And Deku was like, wow, he realizes that becoming a hero, it comes with everything. There's a lot of detail that you have to understand. You, as a hero, you have to understand your quirk. You have to be mentally stable. You have to do training. You have to make sure you are a powerful enough hero. You have to make sure that you understand all the people's point of view, aspect, and the political side of it, and how society view hero and villain. So being a hero, there's a lot, I guess you can say there's a lot of baggage that come with it, basically. And then Deku really realized that, like, wow, there's more to just being, being a hero, because you have to do training and all of that. And that's the whole point of the school, is to get these kids training so they become a more I guess you could say more efficient, more powerful, more intelligent hero when they do leave the school and onto the real world. And another point, I want to point also that Deku is really observant of his surrounding. He noticed that this kid Koda, he doesn't like these heroes. He doesn't want to be around here. The only reason he is around is because he had nowhere to go, and the Pussycat heroes are his aunt, and that they were the only, I guess, the next of kin that he can live with. And then he noticed that's really perceptive of Deku, and you have all these other kids that are clueless of what's going on, not clueless, but they're not perceptive of Deku, and not because they're bad people. It's just that they're their own person, their own individual. So Deku is the one who's really paying attention to what's going on in his surrounding. And so that's what I'm thinking, that Deku is gonna be try and help this kid understand the meaning of a hero, understand him, understand his passion, maybe understand where Deku comes from. And Deku come from no court to having court. And that's why he always worshipped, so he's the opposite. So, that's what I think. I think Deku's gonna go and prove to Koda and say, hey, not all heroes are bad. The villains they're awful. We as heroes, we have to fight, we have to protect, and all that. And I think Deku is becoming the symbol of hero, just like All Might. And I think Deku is working on that. He's becoming mature, and he's becoming mature in his quirk, his intelligence, and his perception, and his social status, you could say. So that's the whole, that's what this episode is really about, is training, their quirk to this maximum potential. So when they do fight these villains, they're able to augment their quirks, because you have to understand, in the real world, the villain will give you no leeway, will give you no room for mistake. And that's what I think that Eraserhead is trying to train this kid, try to unlock these kid quirk, their potential for the quirk. And that's, I would say, Eraserhead is actually a real good teacher. He may not be good in the people relation, but he is a good instructor, a good teacher to his student in training and teaching. So that is the review of My Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 2. Alright? And guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content on there for you guys to check out. Please do so. It help me and help you. And also, press that bell button, alright? I really appreciate it if you guys do that, alright? And again, guys, most importantly, I want to thank you so much for your time and effort to really watching my anime review of My Hero Academia, or Boku no Hero Academia Season 3, Episode 2. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.